We got today the BYT. How you feeling, BYT?
Doing all right. It's a pleasure to be here.
Appreciate you. Appreciate you. So, we got a couple things going on in wrestling right now. We got a little bit of the Royal Rumble poster was leaked already. Edge returned last night, or was it last night? He cut a promo on John Moxley. Wrestling Rampage has given a couple of disses, a couple of they've said a few things on their podcast. We'll say, but
Wrestling
mainly,
Rampage.
yeah. But I would like to talk about Triple H because I don't know what's going on with this man. I don't know how long he's going to hold this position of power. We already got a viewer in the house. What's good? I don't know how long.
Well,
What's your? I already know your opinion, but um, I wanted to ask you. Well, real quick before I get into that, we have not came up with a name for the podcast yet. I gave a little temporary name. We're going to figure that out later. We wanted to give it a bit of a test run, but I wanted to ask you to let everyone know, like, what's your thoughts on how Triple H is handling things right now with how he's booking the current talent on the roster?
um, I think he's doing a terrible job.
I agree,
Um,
100%.
Nobody's getting over. Um, you got guys like Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, who have been there for 20 years,
I don't
can't cut promos.
I don't know what he's doing, man. I've never seen such a bad era of wrestling, and he gets on there and he lies to us every week. This is some of the best wrestling ever. Wrestling's better than it's if wrestling's better than it's ever been, why don't I feel like it's better than it's ever been? Somebody who's been watching for almost 20 years, why do we not feel like wrestling is better than it's ever been?
Probably because it's not. That's He's just saying it's better over and over and over again to try to drill it in your head like it is better, but it really isn't.
And I'm gonna be straight up. I don't watch this show every week. I look at the clips and stuff. The show is absolutely garbage. No one's getting over. He's putting on EO Sky every week. And something else I've also noticed under Triple H's regime is a lot more injuries are seeming to happen. Because it seemed like when Vince was there, not as many people would get injured. Like it seems like now someone's getting injured every week on television. Why do you think more people are getting injured? It seems like than ever under Triple H.
Because they're not teaching the wrestlers how to be safe in the ring. Back then, they used to have like a style that was a lot safer with the brawling and the other shit like that. But
And Bronson Reed shattered his ankles. He wanted to because he felt like he had to jump off the steel cage through or the War Games cage through a table. He shattered both of his ankles, and he went on record afterwards saying uh, that injuries are temporary and moments are forever. What do you make of that?
I think that nobody remembers Bronson Reed jumping off the cage.
I don't understand it. And what something that really pissed me off. I don't know if you saw it, but back in May, Edge Adam Copeland got injured in AEW. Did you see that clip where he jumped off the cage and shattered his ankle?
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, well, that's the injury he just came back from at World's End. Neither of us are big AEW fans, but Edge basically came out, or Edge and FTR, who used to be the Revival in WWE, they're a bunch of jobbers. Um, on the media scrum after World's End last night or whenever it was, or was it tonight? I don't remember when it was. Uh, they said Edge is a legend and he's done everything there is to do in the business, so why can't he jump off of a steel cage? They basically defended a 50-some-year-old Edge jumping off of a steel cage, who's already had multiple injuries in his past, multiple injuries, and he at age 51 years old shatters his ankle, and as if he didn't already have a bunch of neck issues and other issues, and this man's close to the end of his
Yeah,
career. What do you think of them defending Edge jumping off of the cage and shattering his leg?
I think it was stupid. I think the spot was totally unnecessary for him to do.
Hmm. Yeah. Um, yeah, I don't know, man. AEW is completely unwatchable. It seems like right now they're trying to bring all of their stars back. They brought back Kenny Omega and Edge at World's End. I don't even know if MJF's there right now. I don't think he is because I haven't heard anything about him. I really don't care about AEW. There's really not much to say. They've got nothing going on over there. They're terrible. They get worse by the week. They released a shitty video game. They released an unfinished video game and then tries to charge you for DLCs when the game was already unfinished and the shit should be free. But I guess we'll get back on to WWE. That's the main point of the video. I wanted to talk about Triple H, and something that I've seemed to notice is me personally. I've noticed that Triple H, like he told Ryback that there'll never be another John Cena. Um, I've noticed that he seems to not want to push anybody who's better than Triple H. If he sees someone like Austin Theory or someone who has the it factor, he tries to bury them. What do you think? Why do you think Triple H is not pushing or trying to create big stars?
I think it's because he doesn't know how to create a big star. You
He
know, he's not like Vince Russo in the Attitude Era.
Vince Russo is a very hated man for some reason, and it's because he tells the truth. People don't like people that tell the truth, and Triple H has a big ego. This man, he on the Raw goes to Netflix commercial. This man puts himself as the last image before it shows Raw. It shows a bunch of wrestlers, and then it shows Triple H last, and then it shows Raw goes to Netflix. Why is he trying at this point in his career to get himself over when he's already had a Hall of Fame career?
I don't know. I feel like that Triple H is an egomaniac, and every chance he gets to try to put himself over, he's gonna put himself over.
Yeah, I don't know what him and Sean's doing in WWE. Sean is hiring bona fide porn stars in NXT, and I don't know what they're doing. Do you feel like Triple H? Do you feel like him being in power is a long term thing?
Yeah, I believe he's gonna remain in power probably for at least the next 5 years. I would say.
Yeah, a lot of people think The Rock's going to come back and boot Triple H out. I don't know if that's going to happen. I know The Rock doesn't like Triple H because of all the bullying and stuff in the Attitude Era that him and Shawn did. But I don't know. I don't see them giving Triple H the boot because I don't feel like the people from Endeavor know enough or care enough about wrestling to try to run it themselves. I think they just see dollar signs and they see that Triple H knows about this fake wrestling stuff, so they're letting him run it. And as long as he's bringing in the dollar signs, that's all they care about. Endeavor, because they put in a lot of money, and they put in a lot of money. Endeavor did, and they got to make their investment back. Um, Unfortunately, I don't see it getting better anytime soon. Nick Khan's already said it's going to remain a family friendly product. We got 2 viewers in the house. Hopefully, the more we do these podcasts, the more it'll grow. I'm sure it will. We still got to come up with a good name for the podcast. Um, this could be. I don't know how often we would do it. If it'd be a weekly thing, a daily thing, or whenever we feel like it, kind of thing. I don't know. What do you have any ideas on how often we might should do this podcast?
Yeah, I think that maybe like once a week would be good
Yeah,
to get our feet wet.
I agree. I'm down to go live whenever. It doesn't matter to me. I want to grind and get as many subscribers as possible. And we have uh, the Royal Rumble coming up on February 1st. This will be the first time ever that the Royal Rumble is held not in January. Um, do you have any thoughts on the Royal Rumble? Are they setting anything up that you think? Do you think they have a plan, or do you think they're kind of just going through the motions right now?
I think they're going through the motions right now. They always do. Um, like I think they were gonna have Bronson Reed win the Royal Rumble, but he got injured.
Right,
So
right now, I could see John Cena winning the Royal Rumble. At one point, it was rumored that The Rock was going to win. I like. I'm gonna be straight up. Like I'm over The Rock. Like, don't get me wrong, he's better and more entertaining than every current member on the roster, and it's always entertaining to see him on the big screen and everything. It's always entertaining to see The Rock, but they don't. They shouldn't have. He's more entertaining than everyone, but they shouldn't have to go get all these legends all the time. We shouldn't want to see these old. We should have stars on the roster. We don't have stars. The current so-called stars that they consider is Dominic Mysterio, Solo Sikoa, maybe Jacob Fatu. I don't, I don't know. I don't see these guys as stars. That's just my opinion. I think Jacob Fatu would have been like a good mid Carter in the Attitude Era, kind of like Haku, like in a Haku kind of role. Um,
yeah,
but I don't know. I don't see too much charisma with Jacob Fatu, to be honest. Like I was into him, like into his character at first. I'm just not. He just don't seem like he has a lot of charisma to me. What do you think? What's your opinion on Jacob Fatu?
I haven't really seen a lot of Jacob Fatu because I haven't been watching the last few months because the product is so fucking boring
It's
that
very boring, dude.
I just can't watch it. It's fucking terrible.
Is this the worst it's ever been? Because it sure feels like it. Like,
Yeah, it's definitely up there as one of the worst wrestling times in history.
and I'm sure we're completely aware that what we're saying might not be the most popular opinion because there's a lot of Triple H meat riders in the YWC. We're attempting to bring some truth into the YWC. There's too many marks out there like Sean Ross Sapp and JD from New York that praise everything Triple H does because they're looking for a job. Um, I don't believe they actually think the product's good. I think they're lying to themselves because I think in their minds they believe that they're going to be employed by WWE one day. Um, I don't like these guys. Sean Ross Sapp thinks he's a tough guy. I seen a video of him confronting some dude at a WrestleCon, like getting in his face and telling him to do something and all this. Like, have you seen anything? Have you seen like a lot of these marks? The way they act, like, do they seem like abnormal to you? These marks.
Yeah, they have very abnormal behaviors.
We have
Um,
viewers. Go ahead.
they like wrestlers that nobody else would like. Like they like the Sami Zayns, they like the Kevin Owens.
Yeah, dude. What really pissed me off is recently we had a Saturday night's main event. I did not
No,
watch it.
the
I,
rating was terrible for that show.
I think I got 2 million viewers. I think it was cool to see Jesse Ventura, even though I disagree with him almost everything politically. He is a good commentator. Um, it was cool to see the Winged Eagle back. But other than that, what else can you like about this show? Like, if anything, it just reminds you when you see shows like Saturday Night's Main Event, it reminds you why wrestling will never be as good as what it used to be. Like, imagine as a fan, you haven't watched wrestling in, say, 20 years. You see Saturday Night come on because you heard Saturday Night's Live come on because you heard Jesse Ventura was going to be on it. and you turn it on, and the main event is Cody Rhodes versus Kevin Owens. What are you thinking in that moment?
I'm thinking it's just not as good as what it used to be. Like, these guys aren't stars. Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes aren't stars at all.
I think it catches up to them eventually. I really do. I think people at some point, I don't know, the marks, man, they'll buy this shit no matter what. They'll complain about something, but they'll keep swiping their cards over and over again. That's what they do. They just keep pouring more and more money. Like people like me and you, when we buy any type of wrestling merch or memorabilia, we don't go to WWEshop.com or fucking anything like that. We buy like retro shit from eBay sellers or flea markets and stuff like that. These people just keep pouring money into WWE's pockets, and I've never in my life seen a company milk and just price gouge the fuck out of their audience more than WWE. And I don't think anyone. I don't think any company does. I don't think NFL does. I don't think. I don't know. It's like, and they don't care about their fans. Like they don't care about their fans. Like you see the way CM Punk treats his fans. Like CM Punk does not give a shit about any of his fans. We got 3 viewers again. What's good? Make sure to like and sub if you guys are new. Um, what's your opinion on CM Punk's current run? I don't know if some issues are going on his end, but CM Punk, I don't know what to think of his current run. He kind of seems like a little bit of a sellout to me. Like I was one of the ones who was all for CM Punk coming back. Um, Now that he's been back, it's just been disappointing. The dude's fragile. He's past his prime. Um, he's just not interesting to me anymore. CM Punk, like all he's worried about is getting all these photos with all these women's wrestlers and stuff, and he's probably cheating on his wife and everything. I'm not into the whole current CM Punk run, not at all. I was going to get into the Royal Rumble predictions. I'm not sure what happened to the BYT. His fall might have died, but yeah, I was gonna. We were talking about the Royal Rumble. I think John Cena is probably gonna win. Then we got Elimination Chamber. I'm looking forward to that. I do like the Elimination Chamber matches, but everything else they're doing is just not good. But yeah, it's just horrible, man. Triple H needs to hang it up. He needs to hang it up. And I appreciate whoever's in here watching. I do appreciate you. Um, I guess to close this thing up, we're gonna talk a little bit more about Wrestling Rampage. These dudes go and DM the DVD Freak, right? Talking about how they accept my challenge for a wrestling trivia and all this other stuff. But then they go ghost. They don't say anything. They keep making these little disses in their little videos. They won't come out with a real video. They dissed Gemini 888. They dissed Gemini 888, but they won't say nothing to me. Like they want in detail on their channel. Like they dissed him for making short little videos, but they do the same thing. They're hypocrites. Come on, Wrestling Rampage, make a real video. Make a real video, Wrestling Rampage. Don't go diss Gemini and then you do the same fucking thing he does. That makes you a hypocrite, Wrestling Rampage. I don't know. I'm sure they probably like this garbage ass product that Triple H is putting out. The worst booker of all time, worse than Tony Khan, and it's hard to be worse than Tony Khan. He's only seen better than Tony Khan because he has more money and shit to work with than Tony Khan. Hold on, I'm trying to send this invite link back to him. I want to see if he joins us back. I don't know if he will. I think his phone probably died. I think that's what happened. What the hell? Now my camera's acting weird. Now my camera's like all flip flopped. I don't know what's going on with it. But we hit 20 minutes here. I might do another episode. I don't know what's going on with my camera. Like it's all inverted and everything. But thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure to subscribe. I appreciate you turning into the first episode. Thank you.